Welcome back, everyone, to the topic of the week. And the topic of the week this week is parenting. Yay! And I do have to apologize because last week I didn't make a topic of the week video and I felt very guilty. But I was on holiday, I was skiing, blading down the hills, feeling like I was flying. And that is also why I have this croaky voice. But I am healing, so all is well in my world. So the reason why I chose parenting was because I am a parent. I love being a mother, but I also realized that it can be very stressful. It can take it out of you to raise children, especially if you work simultaneously and if you just have a busy life, right? Because children are very demanding and they trigger us a lot. And I was speaking to someone recently and they were having this conversation about parenting and children, and they said, yeah, but it's normal to get angry and impatient and have these angry moments with your children. That's just part of parenting. And I was like, no, it's not. That's just what we've been told. That's just how we were raised. But does that mean we need to continue that on to shout at our kids to be able to achieve what we want them to do? No, it's not. And actually, anytime you do shout and scream and just lose your shit, you feel guilty afterwards because you know it was wrong. And even though they misbehaved and they probably deserved it, so you may think, it's still a horrible feeling because you know it's not the right way to communicate with your child. And there's actually a very good reason why we get triggered so much by our children. So I may have mentioned this before in another video, but I used to get very triggered by my son, who is now 6 years old. I used to get very triggered when he ignored me because in that moment I felt so hurt. I felt that I wasn't heard. My feelings didn't matter. I'm not enough for him. All of these emotions, I thought this is quite an intense way to respond to my child just because I've told him 10 times to brush his teeth. This isn't normal. So there must be a subconscious reason for it. And I found out what it was, and it was from my childhood. I regressed myself back to childhood and I found out that I was not heard, I was not seen, I felt ignored and like my feelings didn't matter as a child from my own parents. So my son unconsciously is pressing those old wounds, those buttons that were still within me. Fortunately, I was able to heal that, and now I respond in a completely different way to my child, and you can do that too. You should do that too, and become aware, become a conscious parent. Next time your child does something, says something where you're like, wow, that was really painful. What my child just said to me, how they ignored me, whatever it may be. Go into the feeling, thinking, okay, I'm angry now. So that means I must be hurt because anger always stems from hurt. Why am I hurt? What belief is attached to what's happening around me right now? I feel like I'm not a good enough parent, or I'm not a good enough person. I feel ignored. I feel unheard. I feel not seen. I feel all of these emotions, and just become aware of it and then do something about this. Figure out how you can heal these old wounds because you're passing them on. The reason why you may have anxiety and your child's starting to get anxious as well is because they are seeing your behavior of how you react in certain situations, and you may have gotten that from your parents, or you may have gotten it from something that triggered you in childhood that caused a wound within you. But I also need to mention something about screen time and video games. I think it's very, very hard to limit screen time because we are so busy, and I completely understand that. You know, you're working all day, you pick up your kids, you have all these extracurriculars, you basically have no time, and then for one moment, for half an hour, you just want to have a moment to yourself, you just pass the phone on to your kid, and that is okay, right? But you need to monitor what they are watching because there is some weird stuff on YouTube. And they're also taking all of this in. Why can't we let them watch things that are fun, exciting, that are knowledgeable, that are teaching them something about, harmonious living? There's a great channel called Dr. Binox on YouTube, actually. It's free and it's very entertaining. It's really interesting. Actually, you can see how passionate I am about it. And I wish I was the creator of this program because it's so good. I secretly watch it on my own, of course. But yeah, it's a cartoon, and Dr. Binox explains everything about the universe, the stars, life, plants, people, everything. So it's very, very interesting. I highly recommend it. But just become more aware of what they're watching and then limit screen time. You have to do this because I can already see going to school, dropping my son off from school, what child has more screen time, what child plays aggressive video games. You can just see by their behavior. They are erratic, they are impatient, they get angry very quickly, they have a lack of focus and memory. These are all due to, I'm sure, circumstances at home as well, of course, but also video games. There's so much stimulation there. TikTok as well. Oh, my light's gone out. There we go, and I'm back. TikTok as well. If you go through TikTok, I was watching TikTok the other day on one of my friends' daughter's phones, and it was just one thing after another, flashing lights, music. Kids are just used to that constant stimulation, but that is not healthy. How can they be balanced, focused, concentrating in class where there's silence, right? If they've got at home, they're just watching all of these things, all of these aggressive video games. So what? Let them play video games occasionally. Let them watch. I'm not saying, no, your child needs to be a monk and he cannot watch anything, a Mormon, whatever you want to call it. Of course, but be more diligent. Say, right, here is a timer. It's 1 hour. When this is over, you have to swear to me. You make a bond, shake their hand. Me and my son do this all the time. We pinky promise. And then we do it. If he doesn't do it, I don't care. We've said, we made a deal. And I stick to that deal. And in the beginning, it may be hard and there may be arguments, but you need to be the one that stays calm and peaceful because there is no point in getting angry and erratic. But what the most important thing of all of this is that we want our kids to be balanced, right? We want them to be happy. And we want to be happy too. We want to have a harmonious family life because we're stuck with them forever. So why not make the most of it and heal yourself? Heal those wounds that your kids are triggering, and they're not doing it on purpose. They're not to blame. You need to take responsibility to become a better parent. And if you have a moment where you do scream and shout, don't make yourself feel bad about it. Take a moment and say, I made a mistake and that's okay. I'm going to get better and better. I'm going to work on becoming a more patient parent. Every day I get better and better. So I welcome you to give me a call, go onto my website for any more information on RTT, because that is an incredible, phenomenal solution to be able to release any of these old wounds, these old triggers in your subconscious mind, and to be able to have a harmonious family life. So if you like more information, go to leliahypnosis.com, on my Facebook or on Instagram, which is also Lelia Hypnosis. And you can always book a free call on my website. I'd love to talk to you, and I welcome you with open arms, and I'm sending you so much unconditional love, you lovable, beautiful, worthy parent or being, even if you're not a parent yet and you want to be. Heal yourself, because you need to be the change. You need to be the change in your child's life. You need to do something to be able to be a positive role model to them. So take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.